What's going on, guys? We got another duel video for you guys today. Today we are showcasing a deck that I have been putting on the back burner for quite some time, and that is Relinquished. I know Relinquished was like my fan favorite deck, and then Water got Legendary Ocean, so that became my fan favorite deck. And then Red Eyes, my favorite normal monster from when I was a kid, got its support, so then that's been the new thing I've been on lately. And then Red Eyes is running rampant all over the format anyway with a whole different engine, but that's a different video. Today we are actually taking a look at Relinquished with Dark Renewal. You guessed it, this card I've been playing in everything. We're gonna go second. They're playing Red Eyes with Forged Steel. We're playing Relinquished, so no surprise. We're gonna start out with pre-preparation of rights, adding both Relinquished and Black Illusion to hand. For those that don't know, we're playing Shadow Reborn. This card is literally Monster Reborn once per duel at the cost of half your life, but you cannot do damage to your opponent the turn you activate it. We're using it as basically a fourth summon of a Relinquished. However, fourth summon is a strong term considering now we have renewals, so we can get like summon 5, 6, and maybe 7. We are playing 3. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you target one of those monsters and a spellcaster you control, send both monsters to the grave, then special summon one dark spellcaster from your deck or grave. You'll see how that works in a second. We're gonna start turn 1 here, or start turn 2 here, our turn 1, by using Black Illusion Ritual, tributing a Sphere Karibo, summoning Relinquished in defense, setting both renewals, and passing turn. You might think we just minused a bunch, but you're about to see why we plussed a bunch. They're going to activate Rhoda, add Gear Freed the Red Eyes Iron Knight to their hand. Then they're going to normal summon it, and we are going to meet that with a Dark Renewal, sending both monsters to the grave to summon Faceless Magician from the deck. So we now have the loop set up where if Faceless leaves the field, you can summon Relinquished, and if Relinquished is destroyed, you can summon Faceless. Previously, we had to either hard open Faceless or activate Foolish Burial. Now this is the faster Foolish Burial that also is a +1, technically, by sending an opponent's monster to the graveyard. They're going to pass on that. We're going to draw into Relinquished. We're going to switch Faceless to attack mode and attack for 1200. We're going to pass back to them. They're going to draw into Gear Freed, normal summon the Gear Freed, and we're going to Dark Renewal again, baby. We're going to summon a second Faceless from the deck, and then that Faceless that we sent triggers, summoning back Relinquished from the graveyard. Theoretically, we could have Renewal summon back the Relinquished from the grave as well, but then there's nothing Faceless could bring back, so you might as well get a free card for a free card. Granted, late game, if you have double Relinquished in the grave, you can bring back a Relinquished with Renewal, and then Faceless can bring back the other one, and it's quite crazy from that point. We're going to draw into pre-prep once again, where I activate that, add a Relinquish and a Black Illusion Ritual from deck to hand, before switching Faceless back to attack mode and swinging once again for 1200, and we're going to pass back to them. They're going to draw into Blast with Chain. This has been a new card being played in a lot of Red Eyes decks where you target a monster you control, give it 500 attack. If this is destroyed while equipped, target a card in the field and destroy it. Since Gear Freed can destroy the things that equip to it, you essentially equip Blast with Chain to Gear Freed. Gear Freed triggers popping a spell or trap, and then Blast with Chain triggers on a new chain because it was destroyed by a card effect to target any card in the field and destroy it. It's a really good combo. They're going to normal Black Dragon's Check here, tributing that for the Red Eyes Black Dragon. They're going to then equip the Black Metal to the Black Dragon, have it swing into Relinquish, hoping that works, and obviously we have a Sphere Karibo. There's not much they could really do there. We're going to then activate Relinquish, equipping this Red Eyes Black Dragon, setting, they get their effective Black Metal, so they'll add Red Eyes Spirit. Then we will set Renewal and go into battle phase and have Relinquish try to swing for game, but it'll be met with a Book of Moon. So unfortunately, the Red Eyes will fall off of that, and we're only going to be able to swing here for 12, and we can't go for game. But guys, we are all set up on the board. We are set up for days. They're going to normal the Gear Freed. We're going to use Dark Renewal number 3, bring back the other Faceless from the graveyard, and then that second Faceless will trigger if we get the cards right here. Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't trigger. We don't have a Relinquish in grave. That's fine. We can swap out Facelesses all day. We do play Breaker in the deck as well, but no need to waste those in the main deck. We're going to draw into Dogoran, which is in here as a really cool way to out something the opponent has and then take control of it with Relinquish, and then basically put a 3000 Relinquish on the field. We're going to have Faceless try to swing for game. They're going to activate Red Eye Spirit, bringing back the Gear Freed in defense mode. There we go. Before passing back. They draw into Black Metal. It's probably the perfect storm here for them. They're going to activate Blast with Chain on the Gear Freed. They're going to send that They don't have to destroy a spell or trap, keep in mind, so that still triggers. Blast with Chain will then trigger, using its effect to destroy our Faceless, which won't trigger because we don't have a Relinquish in the grave. They're going to then Black Metal the Gearfried, using Gearfried's second effect, sending the Black Metal to bring back a dragon. A Red Eyes from the grave, then Black Metal triggers adding Darkness Dragon. Oh my goodness, here we go. They're going to then flip Forge Steel, use its effect, turn their Gearfried into a Red Eyes Black Dragon by name, special summon this Darkness Dragon, bringing back the Black Metal from the graveyard, equipping it to that Red Eyes. Also, this Darkness Dragon gains 600 attack for the 2 dragons in the graveyard, putting it also at 3000 before then going into battle phase, having this Red Eyes punch this Relinquished, using our Facelessness effect to bring itself back, and then they will pass. We're going to draw into Breaker. Guys, we know how this works. This is all but over. We're going to summon Relinquish here off the Faceless, then Faceless triggers, summoning back the second Relinquish from the graveyard. Both these Relinquishes are going to trigger, equipping both of our opponent's monsters to it. They're going to use Black Metal's effect for the fun of it, and then we're going to go to battle phase and swing for game. We're going to pass. They're going to have us go first, and we're going to pass. We can't do anything, and hopefully we don't get OTK is basically where I was at this point. They're going to Rota for Gearfried, summon Baby, set 2, swing into battle, and hit us for 1200. We're going to draw into Soul Exchange, really cool card we play in the side deck. We're in a normal breaker. It's going to immediately be bet with a Book of Moon. That's fine. We'll Soul Exchange this Baby Dragon. Soul Exchange lets us tribute the monster we target. Doesn't have to be for a tribute summon, so we're going to Soul Exchange their monster by using Black Illusion Ritual here and summon Relinquish out to the field before passing back to them. They're going to draw into a second Sphere Karibo, normal their Gearfried, go to battle phase, swing into that Relinquish, and we'll trigger the Faceless in hand, which they didn't know we had. Really strong in that situation. We're going to draw into a Relinquished. We're going to flip Shadow Reborn. This might be a little preemptive, but we just kind of want to keep them off cards since Gearfried is their advantage engine. We're going to bring back Relinquished. We're going to take the Gearfried. We're not going to go into battle phase though because Shadow Reborn says we can't do damage the turn we use it, so we might as well just pass back. We're going to draw into Book of Moon, set that and pass. We're going to draw into Breaker the Magical Warrior. We're going to flip this Breaker the Magical Warrior, go to battle phase and swing for 1600. The reason I don't put all the other ones in attack mode is because if they out this is 0 and this is only 1200, and a single summon of Red Eyes Darkness Dragon with 1 dragon in the grave is game over both of these, but it's not over this, and they only have 1 dragon so far in Baby. So we figure we'll just be safer than sorry. No reason to put them in attack mode yet. We don't want to just get clapped off 1 attack. They're going to normally Gearfried that they top deck, swing over the Breaker, and we draw into pre-prep. Well, let's summon this Breaker. Oh, it's met with Book of Moon. That's fine. Activate pre-prep, grab a Relinquish, grab a Black Illusion Ritual, and I think now would be the best of time to try to swing for game. Let's activate Black Illusion, send this Faceless, summon this Relinquish, use this Relinquish's effect, take that Gearfried, before flipping this Relinquish to attack and then trying to swing for 1800, which is met with a Sphere Karibo, and then 1800 with this one, which is met with a Cosmic Cyclone. They'll pay 1000, and then of course Relinquish goes down to 0. We can't do any damage there. They're going to draw into another Gearfried. They're going to normal summon that Gearfried, go to battle phase, swing over this Relinquished, and like I said, we didn't have a protection for that plan, so we unfortunately lose 2 life points. You gotta watch yourself with Relinquished, and the simple fact that if they out the king it's equipped to, it's 0-0, so unfortunately, you're gonna take a bunch of damage. We're gonna go second, they set a card and passed, we drew, we passed, they go back, they pass, we draw into Dark Renewal. Alright, fine, we'll summon Breaker, set Renewal and pass. They're gonna draw into another Baby, they're gonna summon the Baby, we're gonna Renewal the Baby. I'll bring out Faceless Magician from the deck, and they're going to pass back to us before setting the Spirit. We're going to draw into another Renewal, set this Renewal and pass. They're going to draw into Red Eye Spirit, flip this Red Eye Spirit, bring back this Baby. We will Dark Renewal that Baby. So we're going to summon this Breaker from the graveyard. Since we don't want them to know we have another Faceless in hand, they're going to set and pass. We're going to draw into Breaker. We're going to normal Breaker. We're going to use Breaker's effect to target their back row. They're going to chain Spirit, bring back a Baby. We've seen this song and dance before. We're going to switch this Breaker to defense and pass. Well, we don't want a Baby to have too many attack targets, so we Put Breaker number 2 in defense mode. They're going to flip Forged Steel, however. Turn Baby into Red Eyes Black Dragon. Summon Darkness Dragon. Darkness Dragon brings back Baby Dragon. They're going to then flip Black Metal Dragon, have its effect go off, equipped Darkness Dragon, giving it 600 attack going into battle phase, having Baby try to crash this Breaker. We're going to sphere that. Then they're going to have this Darkness Metal attack Breaker. I think they should have attacked the attack mode one. I don't know. If we win and we have 1400 or less life, then clearly we lost this game, but nevertheless, we're going to activate pre-prep that we top-decked here for our Black Illusion and our Relinquished. Finally, we can summon Relinquished to the field. We're going to activate Soul Exchange, targeting the Baby, Black Illusion the Baby, summoning this Relinquished. We can't do our battle phase the turn we Soul Exchange, though, so we're going to take the Darkness Dragon and then switch this Breaker to defense mode. They're going to search with Black Metal to search Baby Dragon, and then we will pass. They're going to draw into Gearfried, summon a Baby Dragon, swing into our Breaker. Sure. We're going to draw into another pre-prep. This card is insane, guys. We're going to activate it adding Relinquish and Black Illusion. We're going to then activate our Black Illusion, sending the Faceless in our hand for Relinquish number 2. Use Relinquish number 2's effect on the Baby. Switch the Red Eyes Darkness Relinquish to attack mode, swing for 2400 and 1200 before passing back. They're going to draw into Black Metal Dragon, normal this Gearfried, equip this Black Metal, use Gearfried's effect, popping the Black Metal to pop the Darkness Dragon equip, then Black Metal searches them a nice old copy of Red Eyes Baby Dragon. Then they're going to go to battle phase. Have this Gearfried swing over our Relinquish for a full 1800, so if we were down another 14, we'd still be alive with 800. Then this Faceless is going to trigger Engrave to summon back, and we're going to draw into a Sphere Karibo. We're going to have this Relinquish swing into this Gearfried. We're going to take 600, so we'd technically be at 200 if we had taken 14 prior. And then, because Relinquish does all the same effect damage that we would take in battle damage while it's equipped with something, they take 600 as well, and they lose the game. Everyone forgets this last effect to Relinquish. While equipped with the monster, any battle damage you take from battles involving this card inflicts equal effect damage to the opponents. Really relevant, really good. The deck list is triple Relinquished, to no surprise. Double Dogron, this card's just really good spot removal, and obviously, like I said prior, you can take control of it, and then you have a 3000 Relinquish on the field. Double Faceless Magician, we don't need 3 anymore because we search it out of the deck with Dark Renewal. Triple Breaker, because this still is an amazing card. It can also pop your cards that are equipped with Relinquished in addition to your opponent's cards, and it's a Dark Spellcaster for Renewal in the deck if you need it to facilitate that. Plus, we're just going to play 3 until the list says otherwise. Triple Sphere Karibo, because not only does it wall, but you also get to tribute it from the graveyard as a material for a ritual summon, which is nuts. Triple Pre-Prep, this card's absolutely ridiculous. Triple Black Illusion Ritual, obviously for the Relinquished itself. Keep in mind, Pre-Prep can add the ritual monster from deck or graveyard, so even if you don't have a Relinquish in deck and you do have a Black Illusion Ritual, you can pre-prep the one from the grave and this from the deck. One Zone of the Spirit, I know this never came up, but it is the 1 of 1 that we play, just because it can be used as a tribute since it counts as a level 4, but also it doing the damage to the opponent sometimes is relevant, especially when Relinquish can redirect damage back as well. And Triple Dark Renewal, the deck wouldn't function the same without it. This is by far one of the craziest cards Speed Duels has ever received, and I will take full advantage to make every deck that can play it even more busted. In the side deck, it's a cluster of random stuff. Y'all can do whatever you want. I know the side decks are always loose. It's 1 Jin. Jin makes it so that the monster summoned off by tributing him is unaffected by traps, and you can do him twice because he also works in the graveyard, so you could like tribute him from the hand once or a field, summon one, and then banish him from the grave for another tribute of another one. 1 Soul Exchange, as you guys saw why that was so good. in the deck. You can also use it as a way to tribute summon something like Faceless Magician or Dogoron if you're really in that situation. One Galaxy Cyclone, this never came up, but the theory behind it, aside from the fact that it just destroys the set, is during the main phase, except the turn it was sent to the grave, you can banish it from the grave, target a face-up spell trap on the field, and destroy it. It says on the field, it doesn't have to be the opponent's field, so you can destroy something Relinquish is equipped with to then use Relinquish's effect to equip something else, which is cool. Double Cyclone, just a one-of, again, another way to facilitate popping something off the Relinquish, popping one of their cards, and then using Relinquish to re-equip, plus it's a spell, not a trap, so you don't have to wait a turn. One Unending Nightmare, same theory once again, but also just really good against Floodgates. You can pay 1,000, target a face-up spell trap on the field, destroy it. Doesn't have to be the opponent's field, so you can pop your own equipped cards and go from there. And one Straight Flush, because back row decks be damned. Our one-of used to be Jinzo, but Zoma I feel like just does more in this deck than Jinzo ever did, and so we play the Straight Flush for the decks that love to play all the back row against us. But guys, those are just my thoughts. This is how I feel like Relinquish can play the best right now going forward in the format with Dark Renewal in the deck. The card is just so strong, it does so much. And again, there are more Dark Spellcasters that we can choose from that aren't in this deck that you could definitely play as well. But until then, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Do you like, love, or hate this deck list? Would you change anything? Please let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
For more amazing speed duel content, subscribe to Yugi Bros. It's time to duel!